can't last much longer.
Don't you believe it, Sonny. It's never going to end now. Just going on and on. And you with it until you're an old, old man. You can live 100 years out here if you keep your head down and your belly full.
They've got blue rockets hidden away in the officers' dugouts. When they send the blue rockets up, it's peace.
Blue rockets? That's the yarn they told my old dad way back in 1914.
It's just going on and on. Nobody knows how to stop it now. It's got too big and too old. Might as well try and stop the Rhine.
It can't go on.
What, the Rhine?
The war. With no shells, no food. We're bandaging wounds with paper. It's got to stop.
And you're the man that's going to stop it, I suppose.
It's up to us to stop it together. You and I, the common soldier. It's in our power to stop it.
It's not the war you'll stop. It's a bullet against the wall.
Can't you imagine it, though, if it did stop? Hearing the last shell go over and the silence.
Just the rumbling of your stomach because there's nothing in it.
You'll turn into a poet if you don't look out for yourself.
I feel it's more than a rumor this time.
It's just going on and on. And then, on and on.
Oh, shut up. Chew your soup and go to sleep.
Soup. Mosquito sweat.
Another day. Good night, all.
On and on for years and years and years.
The German delegates.
Hello, Ernst.
Hello, Ludwig. Oh, I'm sorry. Good evening, Herr Lieutenant. Try a bit of this, Ludwig.
What is it?
Chocolate cream, strawberry flavor.
Oh, I know where that came from. Freuder's next to the town hall. I'll bet I know who sent it, too.
Right. It's from Elsa.
What's the good of having a sister when she sends you everything?
She writes to you, doesn't she? Seems to me that's enough for a mere brother.
Even though her letters are all about you? Is that it? You know, Ernst, I couldn't be happier about you and Elsa. To think that you have her to go back to and she has you coming back.
There aren't any of us sure we're going back.
Nonsense. If you think the enemy's going to waste any ammunition on a rotten soldier like you, you're crazy. No, Ernst, you'll go home and marry Elsa and grow fat and middle-aged and comfortable. And I'll stand godfather to your children.
Sounds good to me. And now how about the stern brother-in-law taking a little nourishment?
No, it would only be wasting it.
You feel bad again?
No, I'm all right.
Is there any news?
No, same old rumor. Well, cheer up. We go into the front lines again tonight.
That'll be nice.
Get your men out, Chawton. Orders to move into the line.
Yes, sir.
The boy'll drop in his tracks one day.
He's getting worse, Jordan. It's dysentery. He won't go to the hospital.
Things might be different if all the officers were like him. Oh, here comes the captain.
I thought Lieutenant Brower had been here.
Yes, sir.
And Wilds, I mean ready, Corporal. Get him up. We're moving into the front line.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Is there any news, sir?
News of what?
Well, there's rumors of peace.
Peace. Have we won yet?
Well, no, sir.
The less you listen to that rubbish, the sooner we'll move forward again to where we were a month ago. You'll get orders to move in about 3 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Here. Out. Oh! Listen.
Can't we hear it now?
No, I can't hear nothing.
Just a little bit of wax in the ears, dearie. Try opening your mouth wide and tapping the neck gently. So.
Oh!
There it is.
He's right. It's shells. It's gas shells. Gas.
There go your gas shells. Wild geese.
Give me that gun.
Are wild geese as fat as tame ones?
Yes, they're good.
And as tender and tasty? Well, boys, all we want now is some nice applesauce.
You know, that might have been the first sensible shot of this whole rotten war.
They'll be in Egypt this weekend.
Why do they want to go to Egypt for?
For the sun, you silly mutt. Think of 'em, boy. This weekend, sitting around in Egypt. Nothing to do but sit there, making a mess of the pyramids.
I understood we were going to the headquarters of Marshal Foch.
These are the headquarters of Marshal Foch.
The delegates are here, sir.
Your terms have been considered by the Imperial High Command at Spa. We're prepared to consider certain adjustments.
You wish me to tell the Marshal you decline? The war goes on then, gentlemen. Those terms were drawn up by the Allies at Versailles 4 days ago. There is no question of adjustment. You are free to communicate with your headquarters by wireless, or you are free to go. Your opportunity expires at 11 o'clock this morning. The Marshal has no further message for you, gentlemen. I shall be at your service if you wish to see me again.
line ready, Charlton?
All ready, sir.
Wire cut?
Yes, sir.
Stand by. Stand by.
Stand by.
Stand by.
Pass the word down. Advance in open order.
Yes, sir.
Advance in open order.
Advance in open order.
Open order.
Open order.
Advance in open order. Go.
Oh,
Come on.
go.
Wait here a bit. Come on.
Coming over, sir.
Then what are you squirming down there for? Get out, man. Out on top.
That machine gun, sir.
Where is it?
Over there. In that farm, sir.
What's your name?
Geisky, sir.
Keep firing till you hear our bombs. I'll get round and rush them.
Yes, sir.
Who's that? Custer. Wire. Weston. All right, Berthold. Yes, sir. Fire. Get the men together and surround the farm.
Yes, sir.
Who's this? Ryder.
Get it.
Hey, fire. Get her. Give us some covering fire. Keep it well to the left.
Yes, sir.
Just steady until I give the word.
Here we go, boys. Put her down.
Where are you going, Burkholz?
Westling's out there, sir. He's hurt pretty badly, I think.
With? Briar, watch the front.
Yes, sir.
Omeyer,
Yes, sir.
get your gun up there.
Yes, sir.
Come on.
There he is.
Hello, Westling.
Careful how you move it.
Yes, sir.
Take him along the trench.
Steady there.
Briar,
Yes, sir.
get a message back to headquarters. Tell them I'm here with 25 men. I want water, food, bombs. Who's there?
Captain Von Hagen of number 2 company there?
Yes? What is it?
From battalion headquarters, sir. A message from the colonel.
All right. Thank you.
Any reply, sir?
No. No reply. It doesn't matter now. Lie down and get some sleep.
Thank you, sir. More bags along the top, boys. Keep your heads down. Where are your gas masks? Get them on. Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Sergeant. Carry on, Corporal. Is this any better, Corporal?
Oh, that's better. Here's yours.
You should have looked into it more gradually. You have breakfast, Corporal.
I guess you think that's funny, eh? It's a darn good joke that we ain't got no breakfast. What's the matter with that captain anyway? Why hadn't he sent down for rations?
Well, I reckon that show last night cracked him up.
It's no reason for not getting food up. Here we are with a cracked-up captain, a broken looking glass, and 10 miles from a railroad station. And all you clowns can do is stand around and laugh.
Chardon, do you notice anything? Notice anything? I notice everything. I'm like that. I was only just thinking, well, I don't want to be personal, but if you did have a fresh pair of socks in that knapsack of yours, it would be a nice thought. Listen. I wonder. Do you think?
Don't you think anything, my boy. They're just having breakfast, that's all. I've known it like this before, lots of times, thought all sorts of things. And then it's just begun again, like it will now.
An armistice was signed at 5 this morning, to take effect at 11 o'clock. It's 11 now.
You mean it's over?
Yes, it's over. Get your kit together. In a few minutes, we shall go.
Four years we've been here. 4 years. And then it just fizzles out. Funny, isn't it?
Well, let's go. A lot of us lying out there. Brandt, Mueller, Kath, High, Paul Boomer, Beartink, Sandcool, Minders, Hugo?
Oh, stop it.
We can take you down easily now, Wesley. It's peace. It's over.
Can't live more than a few hours.
We've got to leave you here, Wesley. They'll take care of you better than we can.
Take me with you. I want to go with you.
You must have some good rest and quiet.
No. We've always been together. Take me on, Ernst. Don't leave me now. Ernst, don't go. Oh. All right. I see what you mean.
No, it's not that. You'll get better here.
Orders are for troops to move right on, sir.
Going now?
We've got to move on, Wesley.
Then, can you turn me a little so I can see you? Go down the road.
Company, forward, march.
Look. Hey, wait a minute.
Hello, Fritz.
Hello.
Cigarette?
Candy?
Souvenir?
Cigarette?
Cigarette?
Eat. Good. Candy? Cigarettes for hat buttons. He's off his nut.
Hey, gum?
So.
Yeah. No, no, here.
Candy?
Now, chew. Good? Hey, look. What have you got there?
Gentlemen! General's eyeglass. What am I offered?
Can of spinach.
2 cans of spinach.
How much for the dog? The dog?
Yeah.
The dog's not for sale. Oh, no.
Hey, what's going on here? Fall in.
Here's the enemy, Captain.
Fall in. Come on, make it snappy. Forward, march. Goodbye, Fred. Come on, Fred. Goodbye, Fred, fellas. Goodbye, Yank. What's the sense of fighting decent fellas like that?
A lot of darn fools we are.
So are they.
Here, you stop that. That's the way the last war started. And that was enough trouble.
All your men in, Chawden.
Yes, sir. Fall in. How many? Hold! Hold up! Fall your men in, Corporal. Fall in.
Oh, can't we have a minute's rest in this blasted peace?
All right, jump to it.
There is an order from Berlin. You are to elect representatives from your ranks and form a soldiers' council to take over the officers' authority. That's all.
There's a revolution in Berlin.
Rubbish! There are disturbances in Berlin.
The Kaiser's gone to Holland. The government's been overthrown.
Liar. All talk.
It's our turn now. Well, shall we begin? Begin what? The Soldiers' Council. Who wants a blasted Soldiers' Council, and what's it got to do with you anyway? All we want is to get home in some peace and quiet.
You mean to say you're going to shirk your responsibility?
Responsibility be blowed. Let the men that got us into this mess get us out of it.
The officers are no longer in command. They're having their badges torn off.
Well, you try tearing Von Hagen's badges off. I'm for sticking to the captain.
Me too. Same here. Come on, let's tell him.
Soldiers' Council.
Carl, watch these. Let's see if we can find some life in this dump. We can't do anything to help. Carl, watch these two. There's 21 cans there. You keep your eye on them, and I'll give you a bottle of liver salt.
Well, get out!
Hey, that's only a dummy. Come on, they're alive next door. He thinks it's real. Women.
George, if you'll get me that bracelet, why, I'll...
I'm not George. But the same thing goes for me.
Oh, well, what's the difference?
Oh, la, la! Haven't I met you somewhere before?
Oh là là! Oh, c'était charmant quand même de vous avoir rencontré. Vous vous rappelez de moi? Vous parlez français?
Yeah, oui.
Yeah, oui! Ah!
Yeah, oui!
Isn't it hot in here? Come on, let's get some fresh air outside. Cigarette? Thanks. I wonder why it is, Ludwig. We've been waiting months for this, and yet I just couldn't join in that tonight somehow.
Don't you think perhaps it's because today's so terribly near to yesterday?
What are you doing here? That's the place for boys in there with music and the girls.
Why aren't you in there yourself?
Because I'm here, that's why.
It's strange to think that nobody will be killed tonight.
Attention!
You will have to find your own way from here. Trains are running now and then, or you may find lorries. When you reach your homes, report to your depots. Goodbye, and good luck.
Good luck to you, sir.
Goodbye.
Company! Bye. Rosky. Edgar.
Good luck, sir.
Willie.
Goodbye, sir. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Chart. Goodbye, Ernst. Good luck.
Thank you, sir.
Now your time begins, Wyatt.
It won't be quite so futile.
And not quite so fine.
You call it fine to kill 1 million men so that a few can have the chance at heroism?
Heroism begins where reason leaves off.
And how far has your heroism brought you?
At least it's brought me to a great memory.
To a memory. To a terrible responsibility.
Come on, boys, there's the train. Any room in here? Here we are, boys.
Hey, that's reserve.
Reserved for us? Well, well, how thoughtful. That's what I call good organization. Come on, man.
I'd take them shoulder straps off if I was you, sir. There's been a lot of trouble around here the last few days. The revolutionaries. They're attacking all the officers.
Pleasant homecoming. You mean they're attacking officers coming back from the trenches?
I make no distinctions, just all officers. I thought I'd just warn you, boys.
Thank you.
Come on. Hi, you. Do you hear me? It's you I'm talking to. Take them dirty shoulder straps off. We're finished with your sort, and the sooner you find that out, the better. Wait, get him off! Get him off! Hey, get him off! Get him off!
Get out, I say! Get away! Get down and say you're sorry. Say you're sorry!
Let him alone, Willie.
Why isn't fit to lick your boots, you dirty little cheese maggot?
Are you comrades or not?
Comrades or not, what is this? Do I look like a comrade?
He wouldn't take off his shoulder straps.
Get up!
I shouldn't have done that. But you don't seem to understand what's happened. Where have you come from, anyway?
The trenches, of course, where the war was. I don't suppose you sailors ever heard there's been a war.
I didn't lose that at home, comrade. It's a revolution. Who isn't for us is against us.
A fine revolution attacking a sick officer. Well, he's our lieutenant, see? And he'll wear his shoulder straps as long as he wants to.
You're making trouble for yourself, comrade.
I like this kind of trouble. And as for you rats, I got a bomb. He's got a bomb! And if you're not off the earth in 3 seconds, I'll blow you off. 1, 2, I mean it, 3! Now get out before it goes off! Get out, I tell you! Get out! Get out!
Come on, Wolf.
They don't seem to like us very well.
I was going to give that to my old mother. Now it's all covered with dirt. That's the best fight since Tuesday night. All right, Ludwig?
Thanks, Willie.
You'd have made mincemeat out of him, sir, if you hadn't have been sick. Well, see you sometime.
Goodbye, Ludwig. They'll be glad to see you, boy. Tell Elsa I'm back. Good luck. You stay here, Wolf.
Dear.
Mother.
Welcome home,
It's good to see you back, son.
What's all this nonsense you've been up to? Flowers and everything. It's not so important as all that. Don't cry, Mother. I'm back. The war's over.
Ernst.
Haven't seen one of those in a long time.
Neither have we.
Now then, Ernst, come sit down by the stove and let's hear some of your wonderful adventures.
Oh, I don't know. There's nothing much to tell. You're the ones that's had the adventures. Let's hear what's happened since I've been away.
Well, we've been telling you hundreds of things, and you've told us nothing.
Not now, Father. Some other time, do you mind?
He's tired now.
Oh, yes, of course. You must be, Ernst. I'm sorry.
Fine, this room. So warm and quiet.
Come, sit down, Ernst. We'll forget all about the war and talk about old times.
Rather lost the knack of sitting in a chair. Got to get used to it by degrees.
You haven't seen your room yet, Ernst. Wouldn't you like to see it now?
Yes, Mother. I'd like to see my room again.
We've left everything just as it was. We began putting your books tidy one day last winter, and then we thought you'd like to find them just the same.
fine to smell their musty old backs again. Look here, Mother. Remember this?
Heine.
I was reading it that night before I went away. Meant to take it with me. Here's the leaf turned down where I got to. Those childish games are over. All things roll on with youth. Money, the world, and the seasons, and faith, and love, truth. Bad habit turning leaves down. It seems smaller, Mother, somehow. I used to be frightened of it once. It was so big.
It's you, Ernst. You've grown up. You still like it, don't you?
Yes, Mother. It's wonderful to be home again. I can't believe it yet. I can't believe that when I get up in the morning, I shan't have to pack to go on again. Did you keep up that Sunday evening walk down by the river, Mother?
We did for a little while, Ernst. And then we just gave it up. We never felt we wanted to, really.
You must have had terrible times, Mother.
We really must go down now, Ernst. Father does want to have a good talk.
I've got to go out for a while, Mother. I've got to go to the barracks to report.
Surely not this evening.
I'm sorry, Mother. I'll go without disturbing the others. You can explain, can't you?
All right. Dark on the stairs. I'll bring a lamp.
I'm used to the dark, Mother. Don't trouble. I won't be late.
Who is it?
Good evening, Mrs. Holmeyer. Don't you remember me? It's Ernst.
Oh, so it's Ernst, is it? What have you been doing to my Willie out there at the front?
I haven't done anything.
Oh, yes, you have. Here I send him away a sweet-natured, curly-headed boy, and you bring me back a great, hulking, bald-headed monster. I worked my fingers to the bone to give him a good dinner, and he said the whole lot would go into his hollow tooth.
Here you are, Mom. Here's a real dinner.
You thief! You brazen, barefaced thief!
Why, what's up?
That's Mr. Newman's prize hen. It's worth a fortune. We'll all go to prison for this. Oh, Willie, how could you?
Oh, but, Mom, let's get this straight. It was just sitting in a box doing nothing. Do you suppose I'm going to let a good dinner sit around like that?
Take it back.
Oh, Mom?
Take it back. Tell Mr. Newman I'll pay for it.
Oh, Mom, no.
Take it back.
What do you want?
Come on, Willie. Put it back where it came from.
Oh.
It's the war. It's ruined my boy.
Did you ever hear such talking in your whole life? That would have been the best meal in 4 years. Hey there! Hey, I thought we'd seen enough of each other for a few days. What's the matter with us anyway?
All got the same trouble, I guess.
It's going to take time to settle down in rooms with ceilings to them and soft chairs. I just had to come out.
Think of being in a bedroom all of your own after sleeping for 3 years with a man's feet in your face. I tell you, it's going to take a lot of nerve. Here come another load of comrades. Here you are, all about the revolution in a nutshell.
It's more than a kids' parade. There was a procession forming in the square when I came by. There were soldiers as well as kids.
Come on, let's see what it's all about. order there.
Come out, Spielman. There's a meeting.
But I've just come from a meeting.
Well, there's another meeting.
I've got a headache.
Come out! Come out! Come out!
Oh, dear, oh, dear. What do they want to drag him out for?
Must have the mayor makes it official.
Oh. This revolution's getting to be a nuisance. Do I have to settle everything? This is the 10th meeting today.
Did you want something, madam?
Did I want something? I want this hat to go on Papa.
You know what it's all about?
Oh, yes. We do it every day. The Workers' and Soldiers' Council meet in there. We do this to keep them awake.
What are they supposed to do anyway?
Do? Why, justice, freedom, and all that sort of thing.
Can you hear what he says?
No. He's telling us to be calm, prudent, patient, and to go home.
We ask you to trust us, comrades, and be calm, prudent, and patient. You can see by these lighted windows that our work never ceases. You can do your part best by quietly going home until our task is accomplished. Good night. All right, Metz. You can go home now.
You mean to say we came all this way to hear that?
What else did you expect?
I thought we were going to do something.
What sort of thing would you do?
Ah, shut up.
Well, good night.
Good night.
You think a girl like you is safe in this rough crowd? Better see you home. I think your dad made a good speech.
Oh, that wasn't Papa. Papa never says anything. He wants to stay mayor. Did you fight in the war?
Yes, we finished it up last Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock.
Oh, I'm sure you were brave.
Well, I used to do things now and then.
Do tell me.
Well, I used to rescue people quite a lot. None of the times I led attacks through the bullets and shells. You live in that house you came out of?
Yes. Why?
That pork butcher shop underneath, is that yours?
Oh, yes. Papa's the biggest pork butcher in Klosterburg.
Is it too late for a caller, Sid?
Anne.
Elsa.
You're thinner, Ernst.
And you're lovelier.
Ever since Ludwig told me you were home, I've been waiting.
I've been waiting, too. I was almost afraid to come.
Afraid.
Yes. Afraid of what the past 4 years might have done to me. of how I might seem to you. And a little bit afraid of you too, Elsa, that you might have changed. Sounds silly, doesn't it?
I haven't changed, have I?
No, Elsa. You're just as I knew you'd be. Just as I've been dreaming of you all these years. That's the miracle, don't you see, dear? I was so desperately afraid it wouldn't happen.
It isn't a miracle, Ernst. It's just as it's always been. Two of us together. Just as it was that day when you kissed me goodbye on the hill. It isn't a dream, Ernst. It's reality.
It is a dream come true. It's the one dream that has come true out of those years.
I know, dear. I understand. Those were horrible years, weren't they? Your letters told me so little. Now you don't have to write any more. Now that we're sitting here, warm, safe, close, like this, you can tell me all about it.
No, dearest. Don't ask me. I can't talk about it. I've got to forget it. Forget it completely. If I'm going to live, if I'm going on.
You must let me help you to forget him.
Yes. That's right, Elsa. You must help. But it's going to be hard, darling. It isn't going to be done quickly.
Wives can work wonders, my good man.
That's one of the problems we have to face, Elsa. Marriage. All the time I was out there, I was living for just one thing. For just one day. For the day when I'd come home and we'd be married. You know what my letters kept saying?
Mm-hmm.
It seemed about the only thing they could say. Home, you, and us together. But it isn't as easy as all that, Elsa.
What do you mean?
You can't take a life and twist it into hard, strange little knots and straighten it out in a minute. You can't take a human being and train him to be inhuman for 4 years and expect him to be a fit companion for normal men and women. To be the kind of son parents want, or the kind of husband a good wife deserves. Elsa, don't you understand? Don't you realize what they've done to me? To all of us?
I only understand that I love you. And that you love me.
No, if it were only as simple as that.
It is. It must be.
No, no, it isn't. It can't be.
Then, Ernst, what are we going to do?
I don't quite know, darling. But I do know my fighting isn't over. There's one more battle to be fought. I must find myself. And no one can help me. I must fight it alone.
No, Ernst. Not alone.
Yes, Elsa. It's the only way. But if I win, we win together. If I lose,
Oh, Willie, you back already?
No, I'm expecting him Thursday. Well, if it isn't little Greta. How are you, my little poopship?
Why, it's Willie Holmeyer. You're quite grown up.
Uh-huh. The Colonel put me in long pants.
Does your mother mind your smoking?
No, but the Colonel used to slap me for playing with my toes. He was terribly cruel to me. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
something vaguely familiar about you. Now, where have I seen you before? I haven't been to the tombs of Egypt lately.
May I introduce my fiancée, Miss Angelina Spielmann?
When did this happen?
Last night.
Before they lit the street lamps?
May I present Mr. William Holmeyer, a man I had to live with in the trenches.
The man Chardon rescued from the mad mule?
What mad mule?
Why, Chardon said the mule stampeded one night in a battle, and they got into your tent and started kicking you to death. And
Well, look who's over there. Come on, I want you to meet another friend of mine.
Oh, well,
Goodbye, Mr. Holmeyer.
Mad mule.
Albert, I'd like to present my fiancée, Miss Angelina.
Go on. What happened after the mules kicked me?
why, Chardon heard you screaming, and he dashed into your tent and did his jujitsu on the mules. He stuck their legs through their collars.
Amelia,
Angelina.
Mr. Albert Trotsky.
How do you do? Are you the Albert who served under Chardon?
I served with him.
You don't sound very grateful.
Grateful? Why?
Well, I would have thought any man would have been grateful. Wasn't it Albert you rescued out of no man's land 3 nights running?
No, dear. That was a different Albert.
There wasn't a different Albert. And say, miss, your young man never finished the story about them mules. He was too modest. He never told you that one of them let out and kicked him right straight into the English trenches. And he came right down on top of a bunch of important telephone wires, and the force of his fall broke all the wires, stopped the war, and we all packed up and came home. Didn't we, John?
That's right. I was the only one that noticed it. The war would still be going on, had it not been for me. Come, dear. Goodbye, folks.
Goodbye. And another thing, he never told you about the time in the orchard when the cows came over and you never seen such a thing.
I don't think very much of your friends.
Oh, they're crazy. See, they had no one to think about like I had. At least not in the same way. Made such a wonderful difference.
Did you think about me every day?
And every night, too.
Even when there was fighting?
More when I was fighting. I used to keep your letters in here.
Oh. I'm sorry I didn't write more often, Albert. I didn't know it meant all of that to you.
Well, I liked them all the more when they did come. You kept your letter paper in the same drawer with your handkerchiefs, didn't you? With lavender in the drawer. Whenever I was lying on my chest in the mud, I'd unbutton my pocket and the scent would come up to me. It was wonderful. It just seemed to keep me alive.
Good morning, teacher. Have you got your apple, Willie?
Hey, give me my cap! No, my phone!
Wait for me.
Get out of here!
Hello, Willie. Remember Leopold?
Leopold? But you're dead. It said so in the papers.
I'm sorry, that was only a misprint.
But I wrote and told your mother what a hero you were.
I know, thanks.
Well, I take it back. See, you're a fraud. That's what you are. You suppose I'd tell anyone what a hero you were unless you were dead?
Boys, on behalf of the Teachers Training College, it is a pleasure, a joy for me to welcome you back, to express our pride in your great courage and fine determination. But there is something else I must speak of. "21 of our boys are no longer with us today. 21 splendid boys who hastened without question to obey the call. 21 heroes who have found rest from the clamor of battle on foreign soil and sleep beneath the green grasses of a lonely grave.
Will you forgive my breaking in, sir? We all know how you feel, sir. But we saw him die. Do you mind, sir, if we get on to our work?
But, Briar, I didn't mean...
I know. We went out full of enthusiasm, with the name of the fatherland on our lips. We've returned in silence, but the fatherland is still in our hearts.
I'm sorry. Professor Martin, will you carry on, please?
Good morning, gentlemen. I've had a little the matter on my conscience ever since you went away. I'm afraid you were rather younger in those days, and sometimes I had to confiscate certain articles which distracted your attention from my lectures. In the hurry of your departure, I have had no chance of returning them. I will do so now. Westerholt, I think this is your penknife.
Thank you, sir.
Homeyer, your water pistol.
Thank you, sir.
Geisiger, I think these are your fishing hooks. Isn't Geisiger here?
He's in the insane asylum.
Oh.
I'll see that he gets it, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, Ernst. Hello, Geisiger.
Willie. Geisiger.
Ludwig. Of course it's Ludwig. Did you think I'd forgotten? Didn't expect it to be like this.
Oh, but you're looking quite fit.
Headaches, that's all. Sort of a steel band around here. Say, if you fellas come all this way just to see me, a bit of a hike, isn't it, up that hill? What are you doing?
We brought something of yours, Geisiger.
Mine?
A box of fish hooks old Markheim took off you.
I don't remember.
Of course not. That was years ago. He had a water pistol of mine, too, the old thief.
I wonder if you could write to the Major.
The Major? Why, yes, of course. What shall I tell him?
Tell him to let me go back to Fleury. You remember it happened at Fleury. I know it'd help me to go back there. It's all quiet there now. I'd go down the valley. You know, past Lone Tree Farm. There wouldn't be a sound. It'd be quite still. And then I could think. I could get things right. I'm certain I'd be better if I could go back to Fleury.
You'll be all right, Geisiger. You'll come around all right soon.
But you will write to the Major, won't you?
Yes, of course I will.
Better go now.
Goodbye, old boy.
See you again soon. Goodbye, Geisiger.
Hey, soldier. Any news from the front? Have we taken Verdun yet?
It's peace. Long ago. Poor devils.
I wonder if there's as much difference between those boys and us as the size of that wall makes out.
The thing to put us right is a good hard job.
It's more than that we want.
Albert and Lucy have the right idea.
Do you think so?
Something they can put their faith in. Kids. Kids that know nothing about it.
Some of the boys are going back to the Army.
That's not the way. You can't tackle a job by running away from it.
More processions.
Rather nice, isn't it? Gives everyone a nice long walk every evening.
What's the use of it? They never do anything.
I don't know. Perhaps they will.
It's a pity they haven't something better to do like we have. Well, I can't see us in here anyway.
Aren't you glad we came in?
What do you think?
When you saw it outside, you thought it wouldn't be any good.
It's only just open.
What do we have?
I'm so excited. Could I have a cocktail?
Anything you like. What kind?
Well, there's one. It's mostly fruit juice. It's called a love blossom.
2 Love Blossom cocktails.
And don't make mine too strong, but very sweet.
I know exactly how you like them, Fräulein. What made him say that?
Say what, dear?
That he knew how you liked them.
Oh, did he? Oh, well, perhaps he's heard me in here last week. You see, I came to the opening. And you have never seen such a grand show. They gave us all kinds of little gifts and the funniest little...
You were here?
Why not?
Well, I just didn't know about it, that's all.
Oh, darling, everybody came out that night to celebrate the armistice.
Who'd you come with, Lucy?
Oh, I came with the crowd. I suppose Julius Barcher thought himself my escort.
Barcher, that?
Albert? He's a dear.
He's no good to anybody.
Now, that's not nice, Albert. He's quite worth knowing. I suppose he gave us a marvelous wedding present.
We don't want any profiteers' presents. He made it all out of bullets anyway.
Tents, darling. Innocent little tent. He'll give us a marvelous one for our wedding, and we can sleep out in it on summer nights.
Why didn't you want me to know you were here before?
I didn't say I hadn't been here before.
Well, you let me think so. Said before we came in you weren't sure you'd like the place.
Oh, do stop imagining things. I hate jealous people.
You didn't want me to know you were here with Barcher.
And why shouldn't I want you to know? Just what's on your mind.
Lucy, I didn't realize what I was saying.
You're the boy that was dreaming about me out in the trenches.
I mean it the way it sounded, darling. It's because I love you so much. I know you're the finest girl in the world, but when a man like Barcher...
Barcher. Oh, let's draw Barcher.
Please let me explain.
Oh, I don't feel like talking. Let's dance.
Don't be angry with me, Lucy.
I hate people who are jealous and suspicious.
I see you got your old job back again.
If we're going to have trouble, we might as well have some light on the subject.
show that mass meetings in the square have been forbidden. Whose orders are those? The government.
What government? It's our government.
They fired at us, the skunks. Smash them. Get hold of some rifles. Smash them. Bricks and stones. Smash them.
Heinrich! Hey, Heinrich! You've been away 4 years and you're still wasting time.
Hang them to the street lamps.
If you want to do any hanging, come home and hang the pile of paper.
Oh, shut up.
That's Captain Von Hagen.
We're your friends, comrades. You wouldn't shoot your friends, your own brothers. Put up your rifles and come over to us. I give you a last warning. Go back.
Shoot him.
Ludwig, come back. Go back there if you want to live.
Fire away, Captain Von Hagen.
Why?
I congratulate you, Captain Von Hagen. You see who it is, don't you? Max Wild.
I gave him every chance.
You murdered him.
Law and order is our last hope now. He wanted to destroy it.
He only wanted to speak for the people. They're mad with hunger. All they want is life and decency.
He wanted anarchy.
There will be anarchy if you don't withdraw your men.
We stay where we are. If we go, we shall be attacked tomorrow by a mob 10 times as big. You know that yourself. 5 minutes, I shall occupy the roadheads. I give you till then to remove this man.
If you withdraw now, nobody will attack you. If you stay, there'll be murder. You realize that?
I realize it.
Go for them. Show them that you're men. Give them what they gave him.
Put that man down.
Come away, Heinrich. Come home.
Hit him in the leg.
Morning, Sergeant.
Morning, Hans. 16 lamps broken in 2 streets. Couldn't have done better myself. What are you going to do about all this?
I ain't going to let it pass. I'm going to report this to the police. I ain't paid to clean up after the riots.
Well, don't concern me no longer. I'm retiring.
Retired? You?
Mm-hmm.
and gentlemen. It is the proudest moment of my life to see my dear daughter joined in wedlock to such a fine, upstanding young man who has fought for his fatherland. I give you the toast, the bride and bridegroom.
Papa, you've forgotten something.
What's that?
The paper.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry to say I omitted a most important duty. This document, ladies and gentlemen, makes my dear son-in-law a partner in my business.
Good old John. I bet he gets a wonderful view from the top of that collar.
Leave it to John to get it in writing.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I can only say that I will do all in my power to add luster to the already unequaled quality of Spielman's pork delicacy. We shall be open again tomorrow, and next week will be special pie week. With every pork pie, we shall present a beautiful bunch of violets. In this, my moment of success, I cannot sit down without first wishing good luck and happiness to the young man who next week is to follow in my footsteps. To Albert and his future wife.
Albert! His future wife.
Where is she?
Well, she was to come, but she found she couldn't.
Oh, what's the matter with her? I know she was...
Shall we go now?
Oh, I forgot your name.
Rudolph.
Oh!
Where to, sir?
Oh, just once around the square and come right back.
Hey, fellas, let's make a real good night out of it.
That depends on what you call a real good night.
Cafe Graga.
Come on.
You're too young. Good night, Papa.
Good night.
Ich bin zu Dr. Eisentat. Früher geläut nach einer Art. Kann machen, dass die Blinden gehen. Und dass die Namen wiedersehen. Ich bin zu Dr. Eisentat. Kann machen,
Hello, Barcher. You spending your tent pole money?
Hello, Albert. You here?
Why shouldn't I be here?
That's right. Why shouldn't you?
What do you mean by that?
Nothing. Nothing at all. I know what I've done.
As commander of the platoon in which the defendant served, you were naturally in a position to judge him as a soldier.
Yes,
Was he a good soldier?
he was a very good soldier.
He received a decoration for gallantry.
The Iron Cross, first class.
On more than one occasion, he showed great bravery.
On many occasions.
Thank you. That is all. One moment.
You were acquainted with the defendant before the war?
Yes.
Then you were and still are a very close personal friend of his.
Yes, I am.
Thank you.
Recall Ernst Birkholz.
Ernst Birkholz.
Are you a personal friend of the defendant, too?
Yes.
You heard him threaten to get square with Julius Barger.
No, I had not. He had said he disliked him.
I see. He said he disliked him. Mm-hmm. Were you aware at that time of the reason?
We all disliked him. Everyone who knew him thought that he was...
I'm not asking what others thought. I'm dealing with the motives of the defendant. How do you account for the defendant having a revolver with him that night?
He always had it with him.
Always?
Certainly. Just the same as his handkerchief or his watch.
But a revolver's quite a different thing from a pocket handkerchief.
A handkerchief wasn't so necessary. The Army didn't give him a handkerchief. They gave him a revolver and made him use it. He brought the habit back with him.
But it's peacetime now.
We haven't found it so.
Concerning the night of the tragedy, several witnesses have remarked on the defendant's great coolness and deliberation.
He always is.
Deliberate?
No. Cool.
Even in a tragedy like this?
I've seen him cool in far worse tragedies.
Worse? What do you mean?
In a bombardment, in a bayonet charge.
Oh. That was demandedly, naturally. He was quite cool then when he fired the shots.
As cool as now. Can't you see how cool he sits there? Though everything inside of him is boiling and raging. He was a soldier and trained to be cool.
That if he was cool, he was under control and knew what he was doing when he fired the shots. Answer my question, yes or no?
There's no answer to a question like that.
Thank you. That's all.
Recall Wilhelm Hohlmeier.
Wilhelm Hohlmeier.
You were one of a party that went with the defendant to the Cafe Grager on the night of the 15th.
I wasn't one of the party. It was my party.
Nevertheless, you attended it.
Yeah, what of it?
And you were the first to reach the alcove after the shots were fired.
I imagine so.
With the object of assisting the defendant to escape?
Certainly, he was a friend of mine.
The escape failed.
It didn't fail. He wouldn't come.
Was it such a deadly matter that this girl should go to a cafe with another man for once?
More deadly to Albert than a bullet in his head.
Oh, how so?
Because that girl was the only thing he had in this world.
He had his mother?
He couldn't marry his mother.
I must ask you to remember that you're in a court of law. You're trying a man for a terrible crime.
I know that, sir.
You don't appear to realize the gravity of it.
Prisoner at the bar. I want to give you another chance to speak for your own good, for your conscience.
I have nothing to say.
But you've killed a man.
I've killed lots of men.
What do you say?
In the war, I killed lots of men.
Ah, that's quite a different matter.
How is it a different matter?
Do you mean to compare what you did fighting in the trenches with this?
No, I can't do that. The men I killed out there had done me no harm.
This is monstrous.
Why?
Will you be quiet, sir? You're to answer questions, not to ask them.
We've answered long enough, and it's time we begin to ask. If a man's been forced to shoot men for 3 years that have never hurt him, why shouldn't he shoot a man that's ruined his life?
You realize what you're saying? What would happen if every man said that?
You'll have to ask the men that gave us revolvers to answer that question.
It's useless for me to question this witness any further.
I have nothing to ask him.
Is that all, sir?
Yes, that's all.
Thanks.
Recall Lucy Meisterlin.
Lucy Meisterlin.
Lucy Meisterlin.
I want you to tell the court how long you'd known Julius Butcher.
We met during the war. He often used to take me to dinners and dances.
When did you first meet the prisoner?
Albert? Oh, well, way back when we were quite little.
You were engaged to him?
Yes, but only a few days before, and Julius...
One moment, please. Julius Butcher took you to the Cafe Grogger the night of the 15th.
Yes. Just for a little last evening, that's all.
When the prisoner saw you in the recess where you were sitting, was he very excited?
Yes, very.
Must have been some good reason for that.
Well, you see, he's very quarrelsome and very young. And, well, he was very much in love with me.
Dirty little rat! Who spoke that? You'll find 10 marks for contempt of court. Chief, you'll find 20 more marks. One more word from you and you'll be ordered to leave the court.
I couldn't think of a word bad enough.
Leave the court! I want you to tell the court just what passed between you and Julius Butcher that evening.
Nothing at all. We were just sitting there together.
Have you anything to say?
No.
These statements are correct, then?
Maybe.
The statements are false. The girl's a liar. I saw her with my own eyes. She wasn't just sitting there. She was half naked.
Oh, shut up, Ernst.
I'm not accusing her, Albert. Barker had made her drunk. He deserved a machine gun full of bullets, not a miserable revolver.
The dignity of the court.
The dignity of the court. What's the dignity of the court besides the dignity of a man's life? If you condemn this man, you must condemn all of us. Any one of us would have fired that night if we'd have been in his place. He didn't want to become so indifferent to life and death. None of us did. But we had to give up all values of life and death out there. We were forced to shoot as once we might have thrown a pebble in a stream. We know well enough we can't kill our private enemies at will, but once let anger overtake us and we are confused and overpowered. You can't wash 4 years killing off the brain with the one word peace.
This is a most monstrous disorder.
And whose fault is that? Not ours alone. It's yours and the men like you who are old enough to have known what it would mean. You did nothing to save us from it, and now you dare stand there and judge us when we should be judging you. You left us alone in the worst time of all. You never helped us find a road back to peace and life. You were too busy spouting heroism, unveiling memorials, and hoarding food. And when something snapped inside that soldier, you threw him into prison and kept him lying there till you thought out your hateful questions to trap us into saying he's a murderer.
Foreman of the jury, have you reached a verdict?
We find the defendant guilty.
Mm-hmm.
I think you should have this. You be the hero.
Don't run away.
I'm not running away. There are things you can't run away from. Things like what happened in there. I didn't know you were here. I'm glad.
I'm glad too, Ernst. I had to come. Oh, you were so splendid. All that you said, it was so true. Made me understand all the things you couldn't tell me before. Funny. After living through the war, reading the newspapers and rolling bandages, watching the men come home, your words in there made me realize for the first time what war's really like, what it must have meant and done to you.
Then maybe there is a road back. A road to sanity and a normal life and even happiness.
There is, Ernst. But it's the road to a new world. A world that all of you were making without even realizing it out there in the trenches. It's a world of peace, Ernst. That will be free of war forever because you and men like you gave yourselves to make it so.
I wonder.
It's peace now, Ernst. Peace. For us. And our children. And our children's children. Forever and ever.